Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Ramsey Show, where we help people build wealth, do work that they love, and create actual amazing relationships. Jade Washaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today as we answer your questions about your life and your money. We're going to talk about you right in front of you, baby. Open phones at 888-825-5225. The call is free, and some say it's worth exactly what you pay for it. Kim is with us. Kim is in Asheville, North Carolina, starting off this hour. Hi, Kim. How are you?
Hello. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Okay, so I have a question. We hired a gentleman to do our taxes in March of this year, and we ended up hiring him to do financial planning for us as well. And after hiring him to do that, we discovered that he had filed bankruptcy twice and had been sued for writing a bad check. And so
When?
my question is, he filed bankruptcy in 2019 was his last one. That was the second one. And it said the Certified Financial Planning Board revoked his right to use their certification mark. And then he also was sued for writing a bad check to a moving company.
Recently?
And that was in 2018. And so we had already paid him a large fee to use him for financial planning. And I guess my question is, should this be of concern to us? We have discussed this with him.
What did he say?
He says that we don't understand what it's like to run our own business. And just basically was, he was very rude about it and said his business would go on with or without us.
Ooh.
I want my money back.
I'm leaving.
I don't care about the bankruptcy. If you're butt, I don't want to work with you.
Right. And
you don't get to be rude to me about this. You're defensive, which means that,
Yeah, he was
I've been sued and I filed bankruptcy. But if you ask me about it, I'll just tell you.
I almost feel like you have to.
Not last week, but I'll just tell you, right?
I almost feel like you open with that. If that's part of your story, that's what's informed you to this point.
And he claimed that he told us in the contract. Well, I made him send that back to us because it disappeared after we signed it and we couldn't see our own copy. So he sent it to me a couple weeks ago. There was a link that we could click in small print about this.
How much did you pay this guy?
$1,500.
Okay. Will he refund you or not?
He will not.
Okay. I'm walking anyway.
We've talked to him on two occasions.
I'm walking anyway.
Well, yeah, we told him we were walking because we don't trust him and just because of his attitude.
Exactly. It's not the thing, it's the attitude. Okay, because here's the thing. Okay, let's say the moving company tore up 17 of his items, and then they wanted to, and then he unpacked it and found a vase that they were responsible for. They don't want to refund him for the broken vase, so he stops payment on the check. They sue him. Well, that's a valid story.
Sure.
Right. He told me that he settled that check. I said, well, you didn't settle it or they wouldn't have sued you.
Yeah. It's the attitude is the thing. It's like, look, hey, if I were in here's the proper way to answer this question if I'm him. If I were in your shoes, I'd have these exact same concerns. I'm happy to tell you the details. Okay, here's what happened in this situation, and here's what happened in that situation. And the bankruptcy was not, you don't understand what it's like to run a business. The bankruptcy was I did some stupid butt things, I learned from it, and I'm not doing them anymore. The check was the moving company misbehaved, and I used that as leverage, and it got out of hand, and they sued me, but they had no basis. The judge threw it out.
Yeah, he blamed his ex-wife for the bad check.
I don't care. You see what I'm saying? If you had gone that way, then he would have redeemed his credibility. If he'd have been smarter and done what Jade said and said up front what was going on, it's part of your story, that's fine. That's fine.
That's what we felt.
But I've been sued for things that I didn't do, that they made up in an effort to try to basically use the court system to blackmail me to settle with them. I refused to settle with them. So that gets all in the news. So you can look up Dave Ramsey got sued. But the basis of the lawsuits are zero. Absolutely did not occur. But it doesn't matter. You can sue somebody for anything in America. So I don't mind telling you that. That's happened, okay? But I've still got, if you want to be pissed at Dave Ramsey randomly, you can find places on the internet that I did all kinds of things I didn't do.
Yeah, well, he said he was going to sue the Certified Financial Planning Board.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, and I was like, how can you do that?
Yeah.
He just sounds a little, I really don't like his attitude. I don't like that he's defensive. He sounds like he's pointing the finger, blaming. It doesn't sound like it's going to be a fun work environment for you to work with this
I'm
guy.
walking away.
Right,
I think you should walk away. And you already had walked away, so you already knew the answer to the question.
Yeah, she did. Well, she probably wanted to know if there was some way she could force him to get the money back, but I wouldn't put any effort into it. I'd just move on.
I don't think you're going to turn him into not being a jerk.
Yeah.
I think he's already got that one down.
Well, if he hasn't done any work for them yet in that capacity, I feel like a good person would say, hey, you didn't know this. We haven't started this yet. Here's your money back.
Even a not good person knows that some customers are more trouble than they're worth. Mm-hmm. And if I'm her and I disagree with her, if I'm him and I disagree with her, she's more trouble than she's worth. Here's your money back.
Yeah, go away.
Even if I'm not a good person, it's worth just to get rid of them.
Absolutely.
We fire a customer around here that misbehaves ever so often. You can't call here and cuss at our people. We don't allow you to do that.
Yeah.
We'll give you your money back until you go away.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. I don't put up with your junk, because some customer service people in America, their whole job is to get cussed at by rageaholics all day long.
That's terrible.
And we don't. Our customer service people, I tell them, listen, just tell them no.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. We don't talk like that here. You're not doing that. Just call somewhere else and be pissed off. Take your money that you're going to use here and use it for counseling. You need it. Just move on, right? But yeah, it's even if you're on the other side of it, it's worth it to get rid of them. And I don't think Kim's that. I think Kim's figured this out.
Yeah.
The sad thing is that now she's questioning all financial people or planners.
Yeah, whether or not they're trustworthy.
I'll tell you what, SmartVestor Pro will sit down with you. They don't charge you a thing because they make a commission off of selling you a mutual fund for your Roth IRA or your kid's college fund. And they don't make anything unless they sell you something. So people are all suspect about that, but they're the good ones. They do it with the heart of a teacher. That's why we endorse SmartVestor Pros. We don't have any fee-based financial planners in our system.
Yeah.
That are upfront fees. Not because I'm mad at them. They just don't like us. Because I endorse mutual funds.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And, because here's the thing. There's a thing in the financial world, it's worth talking about this in the 20 seconds we've got, called the Fiduciary. And you see it there's one company running, and they're lying about it on their TV ad during football. I saw it last 2 or 3 weekends. I can't think what it's called. A little green sign in the background. But like, we are fiduciaries. We are fiduciaries. We don't make anything unless you make something. We are fiduciaries. No, the word fiduciary means a person of trust. Can you trust someone that gets a commission? Yes. If they're trustworthy. All real estate agents are commission-based fiduciaries.
And they should put your interest first.
Yeah, but just because you get paid when they make a sale doesn't mean you can't have integrity.
That's right.
That's absurd. So that's the financial world right now. This is the Ramsey Show.
Hey guys, I've told you before about Christian Healthcare Ministries, a health cost-sharing ministry. But listen to Jenna, a CHM member. She says, one of my biggest concerns about entrepreneurship and motherhood was figuring out how to take care of our health expenses. But we have found a solution that works for us in an incredible way. She loves that with CHM, she can help other families who need it and receive help back when her own family has an eligible medical event. CHM has been a godsend for Jenna. That's her CHM story, and it could be yours. Learn more and join at chministries.org/budget.
Jade Washaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. The Ramsey Show question of the day is sponsored by Neighborly, your hub for home services. From repairs and maintenance to remodeling and upgrades, Neighborly's trusted home service providers have trained local experts to handle almost any job. Download the Neighborly app, and you can connect to all the help you need. These are great people.
They are. Today's question of the day comes from Paula in Georgia. My son's school is running a food bank, so I sent him with some highly requested items, such as peanut butter, canned soup, and tuna fish. When my husband saw them, he insisted we don't donate quality items like these, and instead only donate rice and beans. I'm aware that you've told people to eat beans and rice if they're on a tight budget and cannot afford to indulge in nicer foods. However, I also know that you value generosity and giving, and I didn't see anything wrong with donating something other than beans and rice. Do you believe that the same principle applied to those on a tight budget should also be applied to recipients of food banks?
Oh, brother.
I don't mean to laugh, but
That's
it's
funny.
just so silly.
That's silly.
It's silly.
Yeah. Number one, when we say beans and rice, honey, it's a metaphor.
Yeah.
A metaphor is a representation philosophically of an actual item. I am not suggesting that people only live on beans and rice. I am suggesting that you quit spending so dadgum much money on food, especially eating out all the time. So probably prime rib is not on your list,
Sure.
or lobster tail, but possibly even some hamburger helper might make the list. You don't have to just literally do beans and rice. It's a metaphor.
I think this guy was just looking for an excuse to be a tightwad, be a
He
cheapskate.
didn't have to look for an excuse. He already was.
I mean, goodness gracious. And it's not like tuna fish is that big of an upgrade from rice and beans. I mean, come on now.
And here's the deal. I mean, what we're talking about is you limiting your consumption so you can create margin to move ahead. We're not talking about those poor people don't need any good food. What in the world, dude?
Terrible.
Seriously.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Yes, they need some good food. Send them some good food, you cheapskate. Your wife is right. Your son is even better.
Yeah.
Learn from them, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. If you're going to give something away, be generous with what you're giving.
That's right.
Golly. I'm going to give you a car, but it doesn't really run because you can just you can figure that out for yourself. What in the world?
You know what, Dave, though? I've been here about 13 months, 14 months. I am shocked at how many people I've encountered that think the beans and rice and beans thing is literal.
Let me tell you what's worse, okay? 30 years of doing this, I have had precisely 4,732 offers to co-author a beans and rice cookbook with other listeners. I made that up, but it's close to 4,000. I mean, it's unbelievable. And apparently it would be a bestseller if we could just get the people that wanted to co-author it with me to buy it. But yeah,
people keep asking me about it, and
a
I'm
beans
like,
and rice cookbook. No, it's a metaphor. It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor.
Yes, you can eat different foods.
Look it up. Look up metaphor. It's good. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but we don't need to be going out to eat every night at some fancy thing, or for that matter, for fast food. Yeah. Because it's fast, but it's not necessarily food, and and you know. You're working so that you can learn to you put yourself, as a guy I used to work for would say, we're working so I can get enough money that I can read the menu from left to right.
I know that's right.
I don't start with the price. I get to start with the thing and pick what I want. Price is irrelevant. But when you're broke, you self-manage your consumption, not other people imposing on you their beans and rice. So, oh my gosh.
Yeah, then you're entering into like a judgment kind of zone, I think. And it's like, well, just be generous if you can.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of missed the point, sir.
Yeah.
You did.
You did.
All right. Ayla is with us. Ayla's in Washington, D.C. Hi, Ayla. What's up?
Hi, Mr. Ramsey.
Hey.
I was wondering if we should pay off our current mortgage and relocate for a cheaper mortgage.
What's making you ask that question?
Wait, pay off your current mortgage or relocate and get a cheaper mortgage. What would be cheaper than a paid-off mortgage?
So we bought a house that needed to be fixed up, so we fixed it up, and now it's we just had a realtor come out and tell us what we could list it as. My husband was in the military and just got out, and his job fell through, so it kind of shook us. And we just wanted to move somewhere with the proceeds to have a cheap enough mortgage to be covered by my disability.
Okay. So you don't have the opportunity to pay off your mortgage. You're talking about moving to a less expensive property because you're scared about his income.
Right.
Why do you think he's not going to get an income?
It's not so much that he wouldn't get one. We're just kind of thinking about reprioritizing our time. The house that we bought is a historic house, so it takes a lot of maintenance. We do a lot of the work ourselves.
That's a different discussion.
What do you owe on that house?
$490,000.
I already don't like the house. I hate that we have spent so much time on it. We can get some good money for it and get something I like is a good, reasonable move. Mm-hmm. I'm using his lack of a job and a cheaper mortgage as my excuse is not okay.
Okay.
You see the difference?
We're just we're both on the same boat. So we're just,
The boat where he doesn't work?
Just that he has more flexibility and we're not
doesn't work much. How old is he?
Not right now.
How old is he?
We're 25 and 26.
Okay. He needs to get a career, darling. It's not good for him to not work much.
I'm not saying he won't work.
I am saying he needs to get a career where he works.
Okay.
I'm hearing the code words in your language.
100%.
He's not wanting to work much at all.
And that's worrying.
Part of it is he got knocked out of the saddle and didn't get the other job, and he's lost some of his confidence.
And you're clearly worried because you're talking about selling your house and relocating so that you could only live on your disability. Like you said it with your own words.
I don't think that came out right. He wants to work. That's not the issue. The issue is that we want to be more flexible with not having to deal with the house and not having a mortgage that's so high.
Is the mortgage more than 25% of your take-home pay?
It is now that he's not working.
But before that, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Okay. So your mortgage amount is not your problem. The house, if you want to get rid of a house that's a money pit where you work on it all the time, I don't blame you. I would do that. Okay. But let's not couch that in he wants more flexibility. And when I'm talking about his job, your answer is he wants more flexibility. It wasn't when I was talking about the house repairs you said that. So I didn't misunderstand you. You said it real clearly. So what we need to do, let's parse this out and break it up. Number one, the two of you need to get really good, cool, strong careers that you're passionate about. I will send you a copy of Ken Coleman's book, From Paycheck to Purpose. Number two, it doesn't sound like your mortgage is off.
Me neither. And I'm actually wondering.
Number three, I would sell a house that's a money pit, and I had to screw with it all the time. It'd drive me nuts.
That's true, but I don't know that. If it's a money pit, that's one thing, but I don't know. I'd be interested to know more. She's in Washington, D.C. Where does she plan on relocating? Where she's going to...
They may be moving to a whole different city, too.
Yeah.
That's possible. But yeah, which would be less expensive for sure. But yeah, I'm getting rid of the money pit, but I'm also getting a career.
Yeah, they need...
And probably getting a house about the same price range that in the money pit when I make the move. That's would be my advice to you guys. Don't mix these things together and create some kind of false narrative that's not really going on, okay? That's what I heard you saying. I think you were saying it whether you wanted to or not. This is The Ramsey Show. Hey folks, you know that sinking feeling when you make an offer on a house you love and then you hear there's another offer? You need the Churchill Mortgage Home Buyer Edge. Super fast pre-approval and a secured interest rate. plus a $5,000 seller guarantee gives your offer the best chance of being accepted. The Home Buyer Edge from Churchill gives you an advantage over those other guys. Go to churchillmortgage.com today to learn more. In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions on the debt-free stage, Christina is with us. Hi, Christina. How are you?
Hi. Good.
Welcome. Nervous?
Oh, yeah.
You're okay. We've never lost a patient.
That's right.
You're going to be all right. We're proud of you. So you're here to do a debt-free scream. Where do you live?
Clarksville, Tennessee.
Clarksville.
Woo-hoo.
You military family?
I used to be in the military, but I'm not now.
Okay. Well, thank you for serving. A lot of military in Clarksville. That's why I was asking.
Yes.
All right. And how much debt did Christina from Clarksville pay off?
$34,162.
You're
All
amazing.
right.
How long did this take?
36 months.
Good for you.
go.
$1,000 a month. Get it. And your range of income during that 3 years?
$14,490 a year to $49,060
Wow.
a year.
Good Lord.
Wow.
What do you do for a living?
I have a house cleaning business in Clarksville.
Ah.
Okay.
Did you start at $15,000 on your house cleaning business?
Well, so my business started 8 years ago, but my journey officially started. I went through my first FPU class in 2012. So
Okay.
I've been doing this for a long time. I was married at the time, and we tried to get on the same page and
Couldn't.
couldn't.
Uh-huh.
And it took a lot of years to figure out that we couldn't. So in 2020, April of 2020, my
Ouch.
divorce was filed.
Oh, my gosh. What a
And-
year.
Yeah. And the next month, my business closed because, nobody
Yeah.
wants us in our home when everybody has COVID.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
So I started off my journey in the basement of a friend's house with not much money and not really sure what was going to happen. And so since then,
Start cleaning houses again.
started cleaning. And the nice thing about COVID is everybody wanted their houses clean once we got that started going again. So
Yeah.
so we actually got that back up and going, and now
Now you're making $50,000. That's a killer.
that's
awesome.
everything included. That's child support and everything. But it
That's quite a journey.
yeah.
Good for
Wow.
you. You get after it, girl. Way
That's
to go.
incredible.
You got to feel like your whole life is transformed in 36 months.
Yeah, it has.
It's a whole different world.
Yeah.
I mean, career, marital status, confidence, everything.
Wow.
And you got out of debt.
I got out of debt.
Yeah, you're amazing. I'm
Amazing.
so proud of you.
It's not me. It's all God.
Yeah, well, he was actually using you to clean those toilets.
I know that's right. You put
I
in
did-
the work.
I did do that. Yeah.
You got to plant that corner; it doesn't grow.
That's true.
As you sow, so shall you reap. Way to go, kiddo.
Really cool.
Very proud of you. Excellent. All right, so what kind of debt was $34,000?
Oh, it was everything. It was back taxes. It was back rent. Just from after the divorce, it was student loan, car loan.
How'd you
credit
get all the
card.
debt? You got all the debt from the divorce?
No, I got a little, just over half of it. But that was my half. That was
Okay.
my half of everything.
Okay, so the back rent was both of you, and then you got half the back rent. Okay.
I love the support I'm seeing from your son. That's hitting me, man. I love it. You definitely clearly had the support of your family next to you.
I do. That's the only reason that I got here is because of all the support.
It's one thing to have
everybody.
2 teenagers. It's another to have 2 good ones.
I mean, yes.
Yeah. Way to go.
She's like, what? Me? Yes, you. Amazing.
Wow.
Well,
Way to go.
they've been with me the whole time. I mean, right after when we started cleaning again and things were starting to move along, I actually tried to homeschool them because that was smart. On top of everything I had to deal with, I thought that homeschooling them was going to be a good plan. So for that first year after COVID, we homeschooled for a year, and
Wow.
and every month for our finance lesson, I bought the Ramsey homeschool thing and everything. And every month we came up here we came up here to watch your show.
Uh-huh.
And I brought my planner, and I would do my budget at the end of the month right here in the lobby. And then whoever was doing the show, I had sign my planner for that month. So y'all were kind of my accountability for that first month while I was trying to get back on my feet.
Wow.
You're my accountability because we keep coming to work. You're inspiring.
Very inspiring.
So they've been with me. They've come along with me on everything. This year when I finally got in a headspace to where I could really buckle down, I brought them to the Building Wealth Live. I came to the SMART conference. I brought them with me to meet Micro for the labor crisis.
Sweet.
So they've been drug along with like everything. So
Wow.
they're my little buddies.
I love it.
All
I
right.
love it. So what's
Amazing.
next? Building up the emergency fund, feeling good about the future. How does it feel to have no debt?
Surreal. I mean, I've been trying since 2012, and I listen to these all the time. I've come seen your shows.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for years, and I cry every time that I watch one, and I just never imagined I would actually be up here.
Okay, so you overcome living in a friend of a friend's basement. You overcome the business closing down and opening up. You overcome $34,000 worth of debt. You overcome the loss of your marriage, all in the last 36 months. You truly are a warrior princess.
Mm-hmm.
You're amazing. I mean, that's powerful.
It really
I
is.
feel like a lot of it was, I don't think it was because of me. I feel like most of the time it was in spite of me because
No, you're a hero. You're a hero. You need to own it.
Yeah, you do. You committed to. It's for some people. It really is a longer journey, and you committed for the whole journey. It's just like your shirt. Anybody who can't read her shirt, everything is possible for the one who believes.
Amen.
And that is such. I mean, you're really evidence of that. You kept belief, and you kept going, and you got knocked down, and you kept going, and you got knocked down again, and you kept going, and here you are on the stage.
Yeah, but I'm hard-headed too. I actually called in Ken's show about 6 years ago to ask if I should try to pay off debt or hire some people for my business, and he said that you get what you focus on, so I should pay off debt. So I went and I hired a bunch of people, and
That's hilarious.
so you know, and then I remember back when y'all were in your old building, my ex-husband got me a car in 2018 for my birthday, and I had a paid off van. And I listened to you guys, and I read I got all your books, and I've been trying for a long time, you know. And I got that, and part of me was like, you can't take this. And then part of me was like, well, it was a gift. You know, her marriage wasn't doing well, so this is kind of fun. So, well, we'll see. I felt so guilty taking that car that the next day I drove out to your old place in Brentwood to get a lecture from you on why I shouldn't have a car payment, and I felt so but I left the office that morning, and Nicole, my office manager, she said, "So you gonna tell Dave that you're there in your new car?" And I said, "Absolutely not." And I said, in fact, I was so ashamed that I parked across the street at the stores and I walked over so that I didn't have to park in your parking lot.
Wow.
You didn't defile the parking lot.
I did not defile the parking lot. And I cannot tell you, when I got here this morning and I was driving out here, and my financial coach, Andy, he took a picture of my parking spot where you have the name of all the debt-free screams. And it just kind of blew me away. Like 5 years ago, I was hiding in the bushes, and
now you have a parking spot of honor.
Look at that.
You don't have to park across the street at the store in the parking spot of shame.
That's right. I have a car that you can't open the door from the outside, but that's okay.
That's only temporary. That's only temporary.
Hey, how old are your kiddos?
16 and 14.
16 and 14, and their names?
This is Grace and Christian.
Grace and Christian. Well done, Mom. Well done. I know you're nervous, but we're pretty impressed. You know, we run into a lot of people on this stage, and some of them are overcomers. Some of them knock a few things down. You just took a machete and whacked your way through the jungle, kiddo.
Right.
Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Well done. Hey, we've got the Live and Give box for you that includes the Total Money Makeover book, the Baby Steps Millionaires book, because that's your destiny. And no stopping this one. Woo! And a Financial Peace University membership, and you guys are incredible. Grace and Christian, I know you know this, but your mom is a superhero. Very cool. All right, count it down, you guys. $34,000 paid off in 36 months, from $15,000 to $49,000. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. We're debt free!
Yeah! allergies are bad this season. I'm just saying.
That'll make your eyes water right there. That's
This is
good.
the Ramsey Show. If you're like most people, your home is your most valuable asset. And when you want to make improvements, it can feel like everything costs too much or takes too long. But something as simple as custom window coverings from Blinds.com can completely change your space and add value to your home. We've recommended Blinds.com for over a decade, so you know you can trust them. From blinds, drapes, and shutters to motorized shades, they make it easy and affordable to upgrade your entire home, and their team is ready to help with everything from design consultation to measuring and installation. Plus, there are never any misleading quotes or hidden fees. Everything's backed by their 100% satisfaction guarantee, and shipping is always free. See why Blinds.com is the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings. Go to Blinds.com and get up to 35% off. That's Blinds.com to learn more. Rules and restrictions may apply. Jade Washaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Well, in case you wondered if Smart Conference that you did on the Hill up here was important, last caller told us it was, or one of the other streaming events, or one of the other 9 million things we do around here, like doing a show every day, and you can come in here and watch the show live, is important. We had no idea she'd been in here all those times.
That's right. It was
First time we ever met her.
Mm-hmm.
So very, very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. Speaking of starting your journey, Jade Washaw will be doing a free Every Dollar webinar at everydollar.com/budgeting. You can sign up and help you break the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. When is the webinar?
Tomorrow at 11:30 Central Time. So sign up.
So like Tuesday the 10th.
Yep, Tuesday the 10th. That's
Tuesday
good.
the 10th at 11:30 a.m. Central Time. If you're not able to do that, or you hear this at a later date because you can catch it on your podcast or YouTube or something at a later date, there are others. So be sure to go to everydollar.com/budgeting. Jade will be doing more. Rachel Cruz will be doing more. And George will be doing more of these budgeting webinars. And they actually make budgeting fun. They actually help you work out how to take your paychecks and pick out which thing goes in which thing.
Right.
We call it paycheck planning through the month. So every dollar has an assignment. For that matter, every dollar of every check has an assignment when you're done. It's a very usable, very friendly, world's best budgeting app. And by the way, we're not charging you this. Free.
Totally free.
Every Dollar webinar. Everydollar.com/budgeting. Sign up and jump in. All right, Jennifer is with us. Jennifer is in Colorado Springs. Hi, Jennifer. How are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, I'm brand new to home ownership. And unfortunately, my husband and I bought this house together 2 months before he passed.
Oh,
so
my
now
gosh.
I'm kind of stuck in a ridiculous place.
Oh,
completely
my.
overwhelmed and unexpected.
What happened to him? 2 months ago? Or when?
No, he passed in June, but he passed 2 months after we bought the house.
Right. Oh, I'm so sorry. How old was he?
53.
Ooh,
I'm sorry.
young. What happened?
Yeah. Well, long story short, end-stage liver failure.
Oh, my. I'm so sorry. Wow.
Thank
How long
you.
were y'all
Me too.
married?
14 years.
Okay. How old? And you're about the same age?
I'm 47.
47. Okay. All right. How can we help today? I'm so sorry.
So, thank you. So anyway, like I said, this is the first home I've ever owned, and I'm trying to figure out everything on my own. And it just so happened that the neighbor that we share a fence line with, and there is just one fence line, the fence line fell into my property. And I was hoping that the homeowner adjacent would go half and half on replacing the fence, but they don't seem interested in that. So I guess I'm stuck with fixing the fence by myself.
Okay. Well, typically the fence is put up just inside the property line of one party or the other.
Okay.
So if the survey was done, the fence posts would typically be on your property or on their property, meaning that it's either your fence or their fence.
Okay, the posts were definitely on their property.
Okay, so it's definitely their
Yours
fence.
to fix.
I guess so, now that you explained it, yeah.
Yeah. And so, now, did something knock it down, or it just rotted down, or what?
Just rotted, and it was the wind. But we both have dogs, so I feel somewhat responsible to get it fixed, as opposed to it just being an issue. So I just didn't know what the recourse, if there is any, or if I just need to fix it because they won't.
When you brought it to them, they were probably unaware of whose property it was on. Do you think that if you let them know, hey, it's on your property, do you think that would change it at all? Or is it just a situation where they're not spending money on that?
Yeah, I can try now that you told me that, because I wasn't sure. I just didn't know. So if I
the fence posts are on your property, so this is your fence. I will go in with you to help you fix your fence.
Oh, you know what? That sounds a lot kinder.
That's a different sentence than can we split this? That's a different sentence. Yeah. Because they're going to be the owner of the fence when it's fixed.
Mm-hmm. And you're just doing that out of the goodness of your heart.
You're doing that to keep your dogs out of their yard.
Absolutely, and their dogs out of mine. But I didn't know that, and I wasn't armed with that. So maybe I'll try that and see what happens. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I don't know. My guess is they don't have the money.
Yeah.
So none of this may change it.
It also might help to, this is what I would do. I might have someone come look at it, so I had some actual numbers to say, hey, I was looking at this. If we both chip in, $600, I don't know what that costs. If we both chip in $600, they'll come out and fix it. I know, and tell them it's on their side. Hey, I looked at the parameters. It's technically your fence, but it benefits both of us. If you chip in $600, I'll chip in $600. I already found a guy.
And we'll fix your fence.
Yeah.
That sounds reasonable. I like that. Thank you very much. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. How big a piece of property are we dealing with?
I wouldn't know.
How long is the section of fences down? 50 feet? 500 feet?
I guess it's I don't know. It's like 8 panels. So I'm not really
that's
good
not
at
much.
judging that.
Okay, so it's like a privacy fence.
Yeah, correct. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, we're not talking a lot of money here then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good. I was just didn't know if I had any recourse to action, but I like what you said.
I don't think you have any recourse.
Yeah.
I think you've got persuasion and neighborly love and those kinds of things. Because here's the problem: if you put up a fence just inside your property, they can attach to it and still get the benefit of it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, but
and put no money in it. So.
Yeah, worst comes to worst, I'll do that, but I like your way better. I'll at least try it.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
And the other thing I would do, and this sounds manipulative, but it's not because it's the truth, I would I would sit down in front of them personally if you can. Do they live there?
No. Okay. It's just renters at the property.
Yeah. That's part of the problem,
That's why
too.
they don't care.
Part of the problem too. Okay.
No, not them in particular. They've
no, but they have the renters have dogs that come in your yard.
Yes,
because
correct.
the owner has not fixed his fence. Mm-hmm. This is a problem.
Now it's different.
Correct.
But anyway, do you know the people that own it?
No, not personally.
Do they happen to live in your area, or do you know?
I don't know that.
Okay, if you can find out, it's always better to talk about things in person.
Okay.
Always better. And if you can do that, number one. Number two, I would tell them your story. And your story is, hey, I've never done anything like this because I've never owned real estate. My husband died right after we moved in here, and I don't know how to navigate this stuff. Mm-hmm. So
I don't even know if I could do that, frankly. I could barely do it with you guys.
Well, if you did it with us, you can do it with them.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah.
You can do it.
24 million people just listening in on this conversation. So,
that's right.
I mean, imagine you can handle one duper over a cup of coffee. All right. So, but yeah, just sit down and go, look, I lost my husband in June and I don't know how to do all this stuff, but here's an idea I had. Your renters' dogs are getting in my yard. My dogs are getting in your yard, and the fence is on your property. So it's your fence, but I'll chip in with you on your fence. I got some bids, like Jade said, it's $400. I'll put in 200 if you guys will put in 200. Would you help out a neighbor here and let's get this fixed up?
Yeah.
And it's hard to turn that one down.
And it's also worth mentioning that you're trying to avoid something bigger, because if you guys as dogs get to fighting, if somebody's dog bites another dog, like I can just see this snowballing into a bigger issue. And if the owner's going to want to avoid that at all costs, if they know what's going on.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Because
one more reason to not have renters with dogs. But what do I know?
Ooh,
I love dogs. Me and my dog spent time together this morning right before I came to work. But But I hate dogs as a landlord. So
as a renter,
we don't have any Ramsey houses with dogs in them. Not legally anyway. There might be some illegal aliens, but not legally. So
illegal alien dogs.
Yeah.
Dave, have a heart. People, they got to bring they can't bring their pet.
I know. The problem is they don't make them behave, just like some people's children, right?
That's right.
And then I got a house that's all torn up because I didn't have a backbone. But, anyway, that's what's happening. So there you go. And then the fence falls down.
That's right.
So, dog knocked it down. I know what happened. This is the Ramsey Show.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jade. Look, if you like what you heard in this episode and want to know more about getting started on the Ramsey baby steps, go to RamseySolutions.com and click the Get Started button. We'll help you figure out the best next step for you based on your specific situation. That's RamseySolutions.com and click Get Started.
Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Ramsey Show, where we help people build wealth, do work that they love, and create actual amazing relationships. Thank you for joining us, America. Open phones at 888-825-5225. You jump in, we'll talk about your life and your money. Jade Washoe, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Thank you for joining us. Again, 888-825-5225. Mark starts off this hour in Springfield, Missouri. Hey, Mark, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hey, Dave. I got a question. I know how the baby steps work, but I've got a little bit of a quandary as to where I need to put my wife's student loans in this, because she is still in school and not having to pay on them. So do I put them in, because she's got 12 loans, do I put them in where they go and slow my snowball down, or do I put them at the end and continue my snowball until I get to them?
I'd put them in where they go. She's got 12 of them, so I'd put those in smallest to largest along with your other debts. And you might have one student loan and then a credit card and then a student loan and then a car payment. And then, it doesn't all have to be by group. And I think sometimes in our minds we want it to be that way, but that's okay. Just put them in as they go smallest to largest.
How much student loan debt is there?
It's $58,000.
And how much other debt is there?
There's 2 cars. One is $9,000 and one is $13,000. And the student loans, only one of them is more than the first car. So I'm going to be paying. We're going to be doing like
11 student loans and then a car.
Yeah, it's $46,000 that I'm not going to be building.
What's your household income? You won't be building any snowballing because you don't have any payments on those to cancel out. I got you.
Yes,
that's a good point.
So what's your income?
The household income is $170,000.
And when does she graduate?
She'll graduate. She's doing part-time schooling, so she's got I think 6 semesters left, and we can have both of the cars paid off before that.
Are they subsidized or are they unsubsidized?
She's got 2 that are getting not taxes, interest, and the rest of them aren't.
Say 58 and 46, right? You said $58,000 student loan debt, and how much other?
Yeah, and then $9,000 on one car and $13,000 on another.
Oh, okay. So 31 and 58, right? So 80,
No,
80
less,
89,000.
it's less than that. No, we're at 80,000. We're right at 80,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. 79,000. I added it wrong. Okay. And you make 170,000.
Yes.
Okay. Explain to me why you can't pay all this in a year.
Because we have 8 kids.
Wow.
They don't eat that much. You can
Right.
raise 8 kids on $100,000.
Well, the 8 kids are all teenagers.
You can raise 8
So
kids on
there's-
$100,000, man.
There's sports, there's food, there's all that stuff.
It's a year of sacrifice.
Yeah. Because 170 minus 79 is 1 year you're debt free.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you can't do it in a year, you'll be able to do it in 14 months. I think you're looking, when you said she's going to be 6 semesters and you're just going to barely have 2 cars paid off, you're not making any progress at all.
No. We'll have the 2 cars paid off by August of next year.
Yeah, you ought to have. You ought to be done by August of next year. The whole stinking thing or close. So are you paying cash for her college as she goes?
Yes, we have stopped with the student loans.
Okay.
We are paying cash for everything now.
Good. And what is she studying?
She's getting her master's in business. Like, it's not the MBA, but it's a business.
Okay.
thing.
And her intention is to do what with her career with 8 kids?
To help me run my business.
I see. Okay. While you have 8 kids
Yes.
that are teenagers. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Good. Well, you're doing well with your business, sir. Is the 170,000 taxable net profit on your business, or is that your gross revenues?
The 100 of it is from my business. That's the
Profit?
before taxes and everything. No, that's before taxes and everything.
What do you
Before expenses?
Yes.
What do you take home from the business as payment?
Well, I've been taking home just $800 a week.
Now, what are you
but
paying
I
taxes on the $100,000 of revenue that this business creates? You do not have a household income of 170.
Mm-mm.
That's why you couldn't see doing this, because you don't have a net profit of 100,000 on the business. That's your gross revenues.
Okay, yeah, I'm not sure what it will be this year because I didn't make this much last year. So
what'd you make last year?
Last year I only made $50,000
gross.
Okay.
gross. Yeah.
Did you
That
net
was
anything
all
on that?
of it. Not much. We still, with the money that she paid in for her taxes, we still got a tax return. So, and we have fixed that. I know that you don't like to hear tax returns, so we have fixed that.
Honey, I'm still trying to figure out if your business is making a profit. Do you know what a profit is?
Yes, I know what a profit is.
It's your taxable income on the business.
Yes.
On $50,000, did you have to pay any taxes?
No. Because
Then you lost
well,
money on the $50,000 worth of revenue.
With what my wife paid in on her check.
Well, here's
Honey,
what you need to do.
Your wife's check's got nothing to do with your business's profitability.
You need to hire someone to run your books.
Yeah, you need
so
to,
that
you need to sit
understand
down with
what's
a
going on with
bookkeeper
that.
and learn how to do a set of books.
That's the
'Cause
next hire you need to make.
You don't even have any idea if you're making a profit. Because a profit is your gross revenues minus the expenses associated with the business equals profit. And I'm not sure you made a profit on 50 grand, so I'm not sure you're making a profit on 100 grand. Thus, I think you're trying to raise kids on 70 grand actual revenue, which is your actual other income, not business related income. And yeah, you're not going to pay it off in a year doing that. So we need to figure out whether this calculation's right to tell you if my advice was bogus, but I have bad information from you.
Even still, they're still going to have to walk through a debt snowball. And if the business is not making money, they're going to have to find more money coming in in order to make this happen fast with 8 kids.
You need to quit getting a master's degree to run a business that isn't profitable.
That's not making money, yeah.
Might
Because
be an idea.
that's losing money at that point.
Yeah, it's already losing money, probably. I can't tell. Because he doesn't know. But anyway, yeah, get to the bottom of it. Let's figure out if you're making a profit or not and if you're expanding that. Because you definitely increased your revenues, but I'm not sure you increased your profits. Because if you lose 25 cents a watermelon, you don't just get a bigger truck. That's not how this works. So, all right. Then based on all of that, what would I do? Yeah, I might pay off the car first and let the student loan set to the side for a minute. At least get rid of one of the dadgum payments out of your tight budget. No. But I can't tell what your budget is, so it's really hard to tell you if it's worth doing that. If you truly made a profit of $100,000, which I think we've established you didn't, then you had $170,000 actual household income, then I would go back to my original thing and say, shut up and pay off the loans in a year or 14 months if $79,000 should go away. But I don't think that's the numbers. So I think it changed in the middle of the conversation.
It did.
This is the Ramsey Show. Hey, if you're in over your head with student loans and tired of getting calls from collection agencies, if private student loan debt is taking away your financial peace and you don't see any way out, you need Refi. They're not a debt settlement company, and they're not connected to a bank. Refi refinances defaulted private student loans that other places won't touch and gives you a custom loan built for you based on your ability to pay. So when you refinance your private student loan debt with Refi, you'll have a payment you can afford with a low fixed interest rate you couldn't get anywhere else to help you stick to your budget and work the debt snowball. And you can save thousands of dollars. To learn more about this custom refinancing option and a lump sum payoff option you could qualify for after 24 months, call 844-2-RAMSEY or go to yrefi.com/Ramsey. Jade Washaw, Ramsey personality. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Jade is my co-host today. By the way, folks, I do a show called the EntreLeadership Podcast, where I take calls on small business, and we talk about the 5 stages of business and what it takes to level up in those 5 stages, the 6 drivers that do that. We've got a whole system for teaching small businesses to grow and run. It's the playbook. The book, EntreLeadership, is a #1 bestseller. It's the playbook that we've used to run Ramsey, and we've grown it in 30 years from a card table in my living room to about a $300 million company. So we'll walk you through this stuff. And when you're at that beginning stage, is it called a treadmill operator, when it's just you and all the revenue and all the production counts on you, you kind of just own your job at that point when you're a small business person and you're doing all the work. And, and the revenue comes in because of you, the production comes in because of you, all that kind of stuff. It's a 1 or 2, maybe a 3-man lady show, whatever there. That's the normal way everyone starts, but those are the stages that you have to get things in place, like a good set of accounting books, a good set of books, to where you know what's happening with your money. If you do not make the money behave, and those of you in the construction world, the remodeling world, you do job costing, and you know which each job is profitable, so you learn to do your estimating properly. You set up, can I afford to hire someone? Well, you have to, can I afford to buy a piece of equipment, or can I afford to rent another space? You have to be able to look at your numbers and see if you have a profit to be able to do that. Because a business that doesn't make a profit is called a hobby. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a harsh hobby, actually, because you're delusional. And I've done it accidentally a time or two. Do you run a not-for-profit? Not intentionally, but there's a time or two that I almost have, yeah. So, but yeah, that's so if you want to learn more, EntreLeadership is one of the top business and leadership podcasts out there. You can join me. I do it once a week, and it's on the Ramsey Networks, and we would love to have you join us. And check out the whole EntreLeadership brand. We've got events you can come to. We've got a whole subscription process where we coach you called Elite. And so all of that falls into that bucket for our last caller. Jeff is in Cleveland, Ohio. Hi, Jeff. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hello. Thank you very much for taking my call. I really appreciate it.
Sure. What's up?
I'm 52 years old. My wife is 51. And a couple years ago, she was diagnosed with a form of dementia. So we are navigating that. As far as our financials go, we have a will, a financial power of attorney, healthcare power of attorney, a living will in place.
Good.
She's no longer on the deed of the house, but she has lifetime access to the residence through the will. She has no property or any bank accounts in her name at all. We have our 6-month emergency fund.
Why did you take everything out of her name?
That's what the attorney had said.
For what? Because she might misuse them if her dementia is advanced.
It might be for Medicare or Medicaid. I'm not sure.
Medicaid is for poor people. That's welfare.
Yeah.
It only works. No, that won't work. Okay. So you were doing real good. You got all the documentation in place. And how much do you have in investments?
As far as our Roth, we have 340, and as far as my workplace 401k, I have 95,000. Within the last couple months, probably maybe 3 months, I stopped contributing to my 401k and my Roth so I could pile up money. And a couple weeks ago, I paid off my house.
Good for you.
Really, really good.
So we're on step 7. Which kind of brings me to my question. With Ohio and Medicaid, the spouse can have up to $140,000 in assets, except if you put the Roth IRAs in payout status, in an RMD payout status, those are not counted as assets. So
hey, listen.
Yeah.
You're trying to figure out a way to put your wife, you didn't mean to, but you're trying to figure out a way to put your wife in a welfare nursing home.
Oh.
Medicaid is welfare.
You don't want to do that.
It's for poor people.
And you don't need to do that.
Okay. And the guidelines are there to keep it from people that are only poor people putting people in those nursing homes.
Okay.
Okay. And you're not poor people. You can take care of your wife, man. I'm so sorry you're facing this, but you've done a great job with money, and you're in a position to love your wife well.
Yeah. Just want to get everything that I can out of the way. So
I know, but the goal is to take care of her. The goal is not to put her in a Medicaid nursing home.
Right.
Let's change the goal. And you evidently make good money. What do you make?
I make about $73 a year.
Now, you've done a really good job on 73, dude. Is she still working?
Oh no, she's on Medicare. She's not able to work or drive. No.
Okay, so it's advancing then.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry, man. That's tough.
So where are we today? Does she know everyone still, or how far progressed?
We have appointments every 6 months. Last appointment, the doctor was able to notice some decline. She'll go through some more testing in another 6 months. But she is able, she is at home.
She knows you?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Do you know? But you're noticing deterioration.
It varies. Some days are better than others.
Yeah, always. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, you're right to do what you've done. Every single thing you've done, I agree with. I think you've done a wonderful job, sir.
Mm-hmm.
You're a good man.
Okay.
And I would agree with your last part of your financial moves to pile up cash, and pile up cash, and pile up cash. And the next stage that is fairly inexpensive compared to nursing home is in-home care.
Yeah.
Okay. And so if you can pile up another $100,000 before you need in-home care, you probably have that earmarked then to take care of her to pay for, a nurse or help of some kind, of some level of professional to come in and help you. And there may be a few days at the end of life that she will have to have care that is beyond in-home, but maybe not.
Okay.
Maybe not. I can tell you this, okay? Sharon and I have got, we're multimillionaires, and so I'm 63. I do not have nursing home insurance. I'm a multimillionaire. Yeah. I will be at home. I can afford full-time care for my wife if something happens to her, and you can too because you've done such a good job, but you're catching it way earlier. But, by the time, if something happens to Sharon and she's at home, I can provide all the services of a nursing home privately with a private freaking butler. Okay?
Yeah.
And it's still less expensive than a nursing home.
Mm-hmm.
But I've just got that option, and you've just about got yourself in that position. In a very heartbreaking situation, you have been very intentional and wise.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so proud of you.
Well, thank you. I've just followed your principles.
Well, you had an extra grenade thrown in the middle of it, and so and it throws you off kilter. But only if you are completely broke. Listen, if you go visit a Medicaid nursing home and you go visit a private care nursing home that you pay for, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
There are a few of them that are excellent, but it's government housing versus private residence.
Okay.
That's it's welfare. It's what it's for. It's okay. I'm not mad. I'm not talking down my nose at somebody or something like that. But if you've got the means, your job is not to try to dodge using your money. Your job is to use your money because that's what it's for, to take care of her.
Yeah. I think he's done a great job.
Wow.
Such a difficult situation. They're so young, early 50s.
Man.
That's tough.
Yeah. And early onset has a long lifespan.
It does.
So potentially. So, this could be a decade.
Yeah. But thankfully, he did set himself up, paid for a mortgage.
Man.
He's been investing. He couldn't have done any better.
Very wise. Very wise. Heartbreaking. This is The Ramsey Show. Jade Washaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions, you can drop in and have free homemade chocolate chip cookies and coffee anytime you want. We do this show from 1 to 4 Central Time, Monday through Friday. It's completely free to come in and watch ugly paint dry on the wall. No, we're here. It's fun. It's fun. We're very entertaining, so you don't want to miss it. There's always 50 to 200 folks sitting out here. There's a museum or whatever you call it, a timeline of everything that's happened around here. It's fun to visit the lobby and have an experience as a part of your Nashville visit. We'd love to have you. In the lobby also is a stage right in front of our windows. We call it the debt-free stage. On it is David and Lisa. Hey, guys, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. Welcome. Where do you live?
We live in the Austin area, a little town called Liberty Hill.
Oh, yeah. Fun. Welcome to Nashville. Good
Thank
to
you.
have you guys. So how much debt have you paid off?
Paid off almost $300,000 or right at $300,000.
Wow. Good for you. And how long did that take?
Real slow 5 years ago. Took about 5 years to get rid of it.
And your range of income during that time?
We started at $125,000 and we ended last year at $360,000.
Wow.
Whoa! What do y'all do for a living?
My wife is retired now. That was the agreement of paying off the house.
Hey!
But I do say I'm a 100% commission salesperson in the HVAC industry, like commercial HVAC.
Oh yeah, way to go, man!
Amazing. So your house is gone and paid off.
House is gone and paid off.
Looking at weird people.
Wow.
What's the house worth?
500.
All right, nice. How much is in your investments?
The last year's hurt us a little bit, but right around 400.
So you're right at $1 million.
Yeah, we're right there.
Way to go. Baby Steps Millionaires paid for a house. How old are you?
I'm 41.
And I'm 42.
All right.
Amazing.
That feels good.
Yeah.
How's it feel to not have a payment in the world?
It's
amazing.
nice. It's nice. It definitely feels special. So we feel like we've been blessed and we don't feel like we deserve what we have.
Well, you do deserve it, but we're better than we deserve.
Yeah.
There we go.
Wow. So was it
for you.
only the house, or was there other debt included in the $300,000?
We had $242,000 on the house, and then we had about $50,000 in cars, and then we had the rest was credit cards. So we did the credit card. We did the snowball. Got credit cards first, and then we traded some cars. We did some things to get rid of that debt, and then we just worked on the house. We actually paid $192,000 in the last 16 months.
Yeah, you've been making serious money.
Yeah,
Lisa, what did you do before you retired?
I've worked as a receptionist. I worked as a school as a paraprofessional for 5 years. So.
Okay. And you said, I'm in, but when we're done, I'm done.
Yes. Yes.
I'm not mad at that.
I like it.
Yeah. Want to focus on our daughter Claire, who's here with us today. And
well, it gives you a reason to push forward like that. That's
Absolutely.
excellent. Now you're just an old retired person at 42.
Right. Had your reward at the end. I love that.
Yeah.
So what else are you planning to do? I mean, you don't have a payment in the world. Is there a trip? Is there something fun that you're going to do to celebrate?
This is kind of our trip. We kind of.
No, you got to do better than that.
We got
Dave
it all.
is cool, but you got to do better.
Well, we came in Saturday to do this, and then we're going to go to Nashville till next weekend. This was kind of our whole, we wanted to do this. I've been a couple of times on business, but Dave never been, so it's something that we wanted to do together.
Oh,
we love the area, so we're gonna head into Nashville tonight and stay till Saturday.
Yep.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Love it,
You'll
love
have
it.
a blast. You'll have a blast.
But
Thank you, guys.
No, we appreciate you. I mean, like I said, we one of the things that we find interesting is I have a degree in history, and I fell into HVAC and just never got out. And we feel like God has a plan for us because we should never have done what we've done. Not with, I wanted to be a teacher. I never got to do it. So I fell into HVAC sales and never got out. So, but it doesn't always work out the way we plan. So,
okay. So how did you originally get connected with us in this process?
I've done FPU through church a few times, and we taught it once at our house during COVID and everything.
And we saw you when you came to Austin a couple
Yeah,
years ago.
you come to Austin a couple times. Actually, I have a constant reminder of a keychain with your.
Yeah,
Live like no one else.
Live like no one else.
Yeah.
So we have a constant reminder.
Yeah.
But it's something that we've supported and we love, and we have family that my dad. We grew up in debt all the time, and my dad's running the program now. We're running the program. My brother just sold some houses to pay off his debt and get rid of stuff. So we've got the family is in a better place because we're all following you now.
Changing your family tree.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All the limbs.
That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Lead by example, right?
Yeah. Well done. Very well done. What do you tell people the key to getting out of debt is? I mean, you're debt-free in your 40s, house and everything, baby steps for millionaires. Pretty impressive.
Just commitment, being on the same page. We've sacrificed a lot and said no to a lot of things. But
What was the deepest cut on the sacrifice? The thing you remember that was the biggest ouchie?
I mean, probably vacations. Just
And family stuff. We used to do a lot of barbecues in the summer times and during football season where we'd have people and we kind of just cut it all off because it got real expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Doing it every weekend, it starts adding up real fast. So we made a lot of sacrifices where we were those crazy people where we just weren't doing a lot of fun. And we were trying to do little day trips here and there instead of big vacations. And we've become professionals at having breakfast for dinner at least twice a week, and we've continued that. So
I was going to say breakfast for dinner. Is that really a sacrifice? Because that's legitimate.
It's a sacrifice
but
for
now,
them.
But now all that stops.
No,
No, I mean, if you want to do it, you can do it. But breakfast on your, it says on your keychain, live like no one else. So later, you can live like no one else and give like no one else.
And
so
we
I want you to enjoy this now.
Yeah, and we plan to, and it's just something that's hard to break when you've been doing it for 5 years.
I know, but it's football season, dude. Get the barbecue going. Get the barbecue going, man. Get it back going again. It's time. You did a good job. You've won. You sacrificed to win. Now enjoy the winnings.
That's right.
Well done. Proud of you guys.
Very good.
Thank you.
What do you tell people the key to getting out of debt is? You told me that, right? You said commitment and sacrifice, but I didn't let David answer.
Yeah.
So the hardest thing for me is finding contentment. I know Rachel talks about it all the time, and my wife tells me all the time, is just finding, we work together really well, but the budget is the biggest thing. You always say to let the other person, I'm the one that controls the budget, but I've always given her, she's always looked it over and made some change. I forced her to make a change every single time.
Good.
So that she was committed to the process.
Good.
But working together through the whole thing, I mean, I couldn't have done it without them. I mean, the process of, I kind of bribed her a little bit with the retirement thing. As soon as we get it done, you can retire. But in reality,
I think she just gave you her terms.
Yes. Well, yeah.
I don't think you bribed her at all. You said, this is what it takes to get me in.
Yeah, this is what it takes to get where we want to be. So
good.
We're excited about it.
Good. Terms of surrender. Well done. Very well done. All right, you guys. Excellent job. Hey, we've got the Live and Give box for you. The Baby Steps Millionaires. You've made it there, or almost. So close we're calling it. Depending on whether the market goes up today or tomorrow. There you go. And a Total Money Makeover book to give away to someone, and a Financial Peace University membership to give away while you're continuing to lead classes. Thank you for leading the classes. It makes a big difference. People go to those classes, as you know, their life gets changed. Yeah. And you guys, it's because of people like you coordinating. So thank you for being a coordinator. We really, really appreciate it. And you're a perfect example, too.
I know, right?
Well, we appreciate everything you do.
Yes.
Well, God bless y'all. All right, David and Lisa and Claire, Austin, Texas area, $300,000 paid off, house and everything. Weird people. The Baby Steps Millionaires did it in 5 years, making $125 up to now $360. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. We're debt free.
Yeah! Whoop, 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 whoop. I love it. Yes. Man, oh man, oh man. Hey, those two leaned in.
They sure did.
Pretty incredible.
The whole
well
family.
Done. That's well done. Well played. This is The Ramsey Show. Jade Washaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Podcast reviews, 5 stars. The Jada rant on the student loans was powerful. She really painted the depth of the problem and the hurt that can come from them. The best rant I've heard in months. It should be required listening every semester of high school and college. Way to go, Jade. A Jada rant.
A Jade rant. There you go.
Have you previously named that, or?
I think they got it from the Dave Rant.
Oh.
I think it's a subsidiary.
Okay, subsidiary. Wholly owned subsidiary. Okay. I drive every morning as an Uber Lyft driver in New York City. I listen to the podcast with my passengers. Some don't pay any attention, but those that do listen, ask, and become interested. I share my experience and my baby steps that I'm at, and I really enjoy getting compliments from the other Ramsey followers.
Wow.
That get into the Uber. Yeah. Glad I'm not the only listener in New York City. Well,
I love that.
I'm glad you're not too, but I'm glad both of you found each other. No, I'm kidding. There's a bunch
Dave, that's how I found you. As somebody had you on the car radio.
No way.
My brother had you on the car radio.
Well, there you go. Forced listening.
There you go.
Laura's in Sarasota. Hi, Laura. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. How are you?
Better than we deserve. What's up?
So I have a question. We're paying off the last of our debt. I have about $66,000 on my car. I just want to know, do you think I should be able to get my nails done while I do that?
I am unqualified to answer this question, as I am to answer, can I get my hair done when you do this? So, however, Jade is sitting next to me with fluorescent nails. She is qualified.
So what Sam and I did when we were paying off our debt is we I did not get my nails done. And every so often I was able to get my hair done. So it was a trade-off because it can get expensive if you're going every 2 weeks and you're doing the hair thing and you're doing, I don't know, what you're getting your eyebrows, whatever done. It gets
Another
expensive.
thing I'm inexperienced at.
Dave, you don't wax
There's
those
just
eyebrows?
a whole bunch of these things I don't know anything about.
So the point is, it's a lot of grooming. It can get expensive. Some of it, it's like, you need somebody to cut your hair every now and then, or you need, whatever that is. But nails truly is one of those things that it is a luxury.
So what does it cost to get your nails done, Laura?
It's about $50 each time. So
and how often would this come up?
It's
every 2 weeks.
Yeah, Dave was right on the hammer. Yep.
Okay. All right. And so, I grew up redneck hillbilly, so I don't know anything about this. But when I was growing up, people did their own nails. Is that a possibility?
See, I work in a professional industry, and I have really brittle nails, and so when I don't have them done, they look gross and disgusting.
I wasn't say gross and disgusting. I said, my little sister and they would paint stuff on there. Do y'all still do that? Do humans do that? Do them themselves ever? No. All the women are shaking their head.
You
no.
can paint
like
them.
I'm from another planet.
You can paint them, but she wants an application that's going to make them hard so that they don't break. And I will say, Laura, you can buy the dip powder and you can do those yourself, and it is a lot less expensive. I don't do it, but I have friends that do it. And that might be.
Did you do it when you weren't getting your nails done?
No, because
But yours weren't brittle.
No, they weren't brittle. Or
I'm learning so much today.
You can even buy the jar of the hard gel that you can polish on, and so that'll save your nails without you having to get them done.
Where is Rachel Cruz when I need her?
I feel your pain. Look, I feel her pain. That's a sacrifice, but it's only temporary.
What's your household income?
We make about $200,000, and the $66,000 on the car is the only thing we have left. But
whose car is it? Yours or his?
We bought a BMW. It's mine.
Oh. Sell the car.
And we are. So we are. That's our plan. We're going to sell the car.
Good.
Obviously, we're upside down on it. So we're going to take our 3 to 6 months and pay off the difference, and then I'll get a $20,000 car, and we'll pay that off in about 3 to 4 months. And then we'll pay the house off.
Wait a minute. How much do you have in savings?
We have about $15,000 in savings.
And that pays off the difference when you sell the car.
But then you were going to go finance a $20,000 car?
Yes.
No, I don't think I would do that.
Wow. Okay, so here's the thing. We had a lot of fun with your nail question, and it's fine to talk about $100 here. You make $200,000 a year. You got other problems than $100. So, how deeply do you all? It feels like you cut your nails and cut your nail budget back, and he's still buying tools and stuff at Home Depot or something. I don't know where in the flip is $200,000 going that we can't pay 66 off minus 15, which is 51 in about 4 or 5 months. Why don't you pay this car off?
Our house payment is about $3,100 a month because we bought at the height of interest
still
rates
that should be fine.
And everything.
Okay, so you have $36,000 a year going out on a house payment. You make $200.
Yeah, I guess that's a good question. Maybe we need to sit down.
Do you do a budget?
We are going to start doing a budget.
Okay.
You don't cut your nails out until you guys get the rest of this fixed.
Yeah. When you sit down and do a budget, that's going to reveal, the budget is like blood work. It reveals everything going on, where the money's going, where the problem is. And so when you sit down and do that, you're going to realize, I've got bigger fish nails, if you want to cut that, that's fine. But you're going to see all the little things that's making this difficult.
So here's the thing. If you guys have gone through your budget together with a fine-tooth comb and you've slam dunked your $200,000 income towards $51,000 because you got $15,000 in the bank to throw at this, I think you're going to find a lot more opportunities to get your goals hit very quickly than your nails. And the fact that your nails were set over to the side is the issue while you guys still haven't done the budget. Kind of makes me want to fuss at him because you guys got to get in there together, and he's got to cut. I'm just telling you, there's some crap he's doing that's more than those stupid nails. When you get in the budget, you're going to find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
sure
something he's got that's his little pet thing, and he didn't want to give up the gym membership while he's making you cut your cut out the nails, all that. I only know this because I'm the guy that did that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, I think when you both have a very clear printout of what's going on, like Jade said, the blood work is done. You get your every dollar budget. Both of you are looking at it. Both of you say, we're willing to cut deeply, and then we're not going to cut out $100 a month for this, or we are going to cut out $100 a month because it's only for 5 months.
Yeah.
I'll do them myself for 5 months, but you're giving that over there up, and we're not going out to eat, and we're not going on vacation, and we're not doing this, and we're not doing that, and we're not doing this if I'm giving up the nails. That's a fair statement.
Are you guys putting a lot into retirement?
Yeah, so we actually did complete the Financial Peace University during the COVID time, and we paid off all of our debt. And then we made a stupid decision. We bought a stupid car, and then we bought another stupid car, and we don't have peace anymore, so we're getting back into FCU.
And you've still got your retirement coming out.
Yeah.
And my guess is it's quite a bit. It's not just 15, is it?
It's not $50.
No, it's more than that.
I rest my case.
There you go.
Okay. Get back on the detailed scorched earth baby step 2 budget, the two of you together. Stop your retirement. Use all non-retirement funding to clear this car up. You're right. It was a stupid decision. Yes, you fell off the wagon. Yes, you're getting back on the wagon. But that's not, we don't go straight to the, you can't get your nails done while I put 15% into retirement.
That's right.
Thank you.
Hello.
Okay.
He's not following
All right,
our
I'll
system,
stop
okay? We're telling you to stop everything and get this done. And then I may cut the nails too, not cut the nails, cut the nail
expenditure
treatment out, whatever the flip you call it. And anyway, but that's more symbolic with your income that you've gotten everything else going than it is actual.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And sometimes because you're changing behavior, symbolic sacrifices are valuable. Okay, I remember I had an old boy from the country at Financial Peace University one time. He came in, big old guy, and his wife was sitting in a small group crying, and she said, I love my husband so much. He just sold his knife collection. And it was like his prize thing.
Yeah,
it meant a lot to him. But he said, my wife and my kids' future means more than those knives. He said, $1,100. It didn't really matter because they had $60,000 in debt, but it was symbolic that he's putting the family before me.
Woo.
This is The Ramsey Show. Dave here. You can find all of our shows with the Ramsey Network app on your smartphone. It's the only place to listen to the entire back catalog of episodes. Download the Ramsey Network app in your favorite app store today. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's The Ramsey Show, where we help people build wealth, do work that they love, and create actual amazing relationships. Jade Washaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Open phones at 888-825-5225. You jump in, we'll talk about your life and your money. Derek is in Arkansas and starts off this hour. Hey, Derek, what's up?
Hey, Derek. Hey, Dave. Thank you for taking my call. I'll get right to the point. My wife just wrote a New York Times best-selling book that released less than a month ago. We've already started to see some income from that. Most recently, a check for $50,000 that came in on the date of the release. And then I'm a longtime listener, first-time caller. Listened ever since I was a missionary in Nepal. My supervisors gave me your materials over 10 years ago and just appreciate what you do. So my wife and I were talking about this, and she recently got a message from Rachel Cruz, who reached out to my wife, and just said she'd read the book. And so my wife and I thought, well, we really appreciate you guys and the principles that you stand for. So I wanted to just call in and see what your thoughts were about what we should do with some of the income that we're getting. I've already maxed out my retirement in my job. We're debt free. We've already maxed out our Roth IRAs and didn't know if we should open a brokerage account, just with an S&P index, S&P 500 index fund.
So the house is paid off?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow,
You're
good
100% debt free and everything.
That's correct.
Way to go, dude. How old are y'all?
I'm 34. My wife is 32.
So this $50,000 on the book is spare change right now. You're over and above the baby steps.
Well, we're on baby steps. I guess it would be 5 and 7. We've got 3 boys, ages 1 to 8. So
okay, so you might want to use some of the 50 for education. You're saying?
Correct. We have thought about that. Didn't know if we should put a certain percentage of that toward kids' college, and then some toward an index fund, just to keep some liquid cash. Because if we did move, we would want to pay cash for a house. So if there was,
how much is in your emergency fund?
About $50,000 right now.
Not counting the book deal, what's your normal household income?
It fluctuates, irregular. I just graduated from law school and started prosecuting last year. So we had, with partial year work last year, about 65, looking at about 150 this year and about 85 next year. And that's just my income plus a little bit of income in addition to my wife brings in from social media and things like that.
Yeah. Well done. Well played. Good. Yeah, I think you got it down. It's exactly what I would do with it.
I would, if it were me and I had that money in your shoes, I'd probably break it into thirds and give, save, spend it. I'd give some of it. I'd save a third, for your college fund or whatever you have set up, 529s. And then I'd come up with something you guys want to do. Maybe you're saving for a trip. Maybe it's, a vehicle you're saving for, whatever that spendage that you're wanting. And I'd break it up like that. Or maybe in fourths, since you've got 2 kids, you put a quarter for each of them for education.
Do you think just opening one account and then
for 529s
transfer from child? Correct, for 529s.
I do
put
2
a little
different
in
ones.
I'd open 3. I'd put a little in each of their names.
Oh, it's 3 kids. I'm sorry, I said 2, but yeah.
And the reason I do that, Derek, is just so I can tell them over and over that this is their college fund, which presupposes that they're going to college. And then if we want to change that as they get later in life, I can not force it on them. But I just want to brainwash them that continuous learning throughout your life is a brilliant idea. Like you went back to law school after the mission field. Okay, so continuous learning after, if the last thing you read that's nonfiction after high school is nothing, then you're not going to grow in life. So you adding learning, whatever it is, whether it's for your education or not, isn't there. So Rachel reached out to your wife about her New York Times bestselling book. So your wife is Jill.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah,
Jill Duggar.
Duggar, now Dillard,
Yeah, Counting the Cost is the book.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So the Jill Duggar book. Yeah. Because Rachel and I were talking about her the other day, and because the book is impressive, and Rachel was saying she was going to try to get her on the show, or at least do some kind of social media collab with her. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know about that, but
that's probably why she reached out to her. Yeah, because we were both. She and I were talking about your old story and your life and everything, because I'm of course old, and I remember all that stuff from 1,000 years ago, the whole Gothard thing and all that stuff. And then it's very interesting. It's very interesting. And so, and then to see what you guys have done as a couple is impressive. But you guys are really, it's very cool. At least the outside looking in. I don't know you personally, obviously, but
well, now I have to read the book.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
What'd you say it was called?
It's called Counting the Cost.
A lot of it really goes into what, especially John Deloney goes into, and his influence recently has helped us as a couple. So again, we really appreciate
this wonderful thing of boundaries and forgiveness.
Correct.
And not don't spend your whole life being defined by bitterness and so on. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Right.
And I didn't know the part about you going back to law school. That's very impressive. Good for you.
Thank you.
So well done, dude.
Very cool.
Decided to go back to law school through all of this, and for
the book just came out, so it hit the Times in the last few weeks, right?
Right, about 2 weeks ago it hit the Times.
Yeah,
congratulations.
Came out on the 12th. Thank you.
Yeah, that's impressive. Yeah, because the Times is not known for putting Christians on their list, so they're kind of known for not doing it actually. But
right.
I'm glad you did. That's awesome, man. Very good, very good. Yeah. So I'm with Jade. I would go thirds. throw some at the kids to make sure we got the college thing beefed up a little. You're going to have enough income to make sure they're okay on educational choices later in life anyway. You're going to be fine. And enjoy some of it and be generous with some of it. I'm with her. Give, save, spend. Give, save, spend.
Love that.
Very cool.
That's exciting.
Very cool.
How do you get on the New York Times bestseller? Like, how does that work?
It's up to them. It has nothing to do with actual numbers.
It's not sales, right?
It's not sales. No, it's an editorial list. So they decide. So, like, it's not unusual for one of our books to outsell their number one by 5 to 1.
Well, that's what I know. That's what made me ask.
Yeah, that's pretty standard. Yeah. Basically, my rule is New York Times sucks. So that
now they're not going to put you on the list, Dave.
They were not going to put me on anyway. I've said they suck for a long time. I've been on there a couple times, been there, done that. Didn't help me a bit. Didn't change anything. No one ever sent me a check because I was a New York Times bestseller. Not once. But because I had a bestseller, I've gotten a lot of checks because that means we sold an actual number of books. That's a different thing.
That's what counts, I guess.
But I'm glad they got on. I'm not being jealous of them. I'm happy for them. Young couple with a brand new book and apparently I haven't read it, but apparently the book is good. Rachel was talking about it, so good stuff. That's fun.
That is
fun.
You
never know who's in our audience.
I know.
Yeah. This is the Ramsey Show. Jade Washaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. Thank you for joining us, America. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Riley's in Raleigh, North Carolina. Hi, Riley. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. Hi, Jade. How you doing?
Great. What's up?
So I am considering selling my condo because I've got some neighbors that I'm not too happy with, and the housing market is expensive in the area. So I'm considering selling my condo, moving into an apartment, and using the money I make from selling my condo to pay off my student loans. And if I did that, I would have no debt. And I'm just curious as to whether or not that is a good choice.
So you want to sell your condo. Your neighbors are kind of annoying. You don't necessarily want to be paying for this anyway. How much student loan debt do you have?
It's about $88,000.
And what will your condo sell for?
I think it would sell for around $260 or $270. So my equity would be around $100,000.
Okay, so you owe around $160 or $170. Okay, and what do you make?
I make about $95.
And how old are you?
32.
And you're single.
Correct.
Okay. How long have you had the condo?
Just about exactly 3 years.
What's wrong with the neighbors?
So they are renters. They're below me, and it's been a plethora of issues over the course of the years. Different bad
like what?
Renters in that same unit over the course of 3 years. Smoking. Really loud dogs that are left on their porch. I live above them.
Mm-hmm.
The dogs that are under me barking, waking me up all night. And on top of that, the owner of the unit and the HOA are not helpful.
Do you think you'd want it? I'm just wondering.
Wait a minute. Why is the HOA not helpful?
They basically just don't do anything. You make complaints and they, it's a very laid back HOA, I would say, which I guess in some ways could be good, but in my circumstance, it's, not helpful.
Yeah. Okay. There's a couple things. number one, if you want to do your plan, that's fine. Sometimes there's a time to leave, and I'm not selling something that I own because of renters and an HOA that won't do its job. I'm gonna start jacking some people up.
Mm-hmm.
Like if the HOA got a letter from your attorney that said we're getting ready to sue you guys for not doing your job, which is making the rental units have renters that freaking behave. That's like the HOA's job in a condo. They don't do much else.
Yes. Mm-hmm. That's what you're paying for.
Yeah, correct.
Time for Barney Fife to get his one bullet out, which is always who runs the HOA, right?
Yeah, you're right. Is there anything else about the condo that would make you want to leave other than the neighbors?
I would like to, if it was more affordable, I would like to purchase a home. The situation is I bought my condo in 2020 and the interest rates were really low.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a very cheap it's cheap to live there right now. I'm paying around $1,100 total with the HOA fees. Whereas if I wanted to buy even a small home in the area, the interest rates are now around 7%.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have really I don't have an equivalent option.
Right.
And it is a small condo. It's a place I would not live in, for a long time anyway.
It's okay to sell it, Jake. I'll tell you the other problem you're going to run into when you sell it. The real estate agent that comes over to list it is going to smell smoke and hear barking dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I am worried about that.
And they're going to say this is going to affect your buyers. So these people have devalued your condo by their misbehavior.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to bring as much because people aren't going to want to pay for a smoke-infested, dog-barking bunch of crap.
Well, that's one reason that he needs to.
Yeah, you got to get this
stick
cleaned
it to
up
these
either
guys.
way.
Yeah, this HOA.
Yeah.
Yep.
They really going to have to stop it. I mean, it's ridiculous. So.
Yeah, and it's frustrating because it's not 24/7 bad where, I could see an instance where, because it's what I've experienced where sometimes I'll have a week where not that bad. And I feel like if there was somebody, a buyer looking at it, they might not notice that stuff. But then there are times when it is bad where, I could see both instances where a buyer could come in there at a bad time and say, well, I'm not buying this. And then I can, the opposite too, because I'm the one, I witnessed both myself.
But you don't want to risk, you don't want to gamble that, the open house or, on the weekend, the open houses is the weekend they're throwing a rager.
Here's what you can do. Call or jump online at RamseySolutions.com. Find one of our real estate professionals in the area that we endorse, that are Ramsey trusted. Tell them when they come over to look to call the HOA and say, we're getting ready to put this on the market. And if the renter downstairs isn't behaving, I'm going to advise my client to sue your butt off and let the realtor play the heavy and see if we can straighten these renters up for 30 days and get this thing sold.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then move.
And move. It's not
I just have trouble letting these people run me off without.
It's exactly how I feel. Yeah. I feel like I don't like them controlling my life.
Exactly.
I don't, because I feel like I made a good purchase and, I have.
Well, it's kind of what an HOA is for. It's so that people, if you want to be if you want to raise hell and throw parties and have barking dogs, you're supposed to go out in the country, not in a condo project. Hello. I mean, it's not rocket surgery here, people.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. Amazing.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's what I would do. I think you put it on the market and let the real estate agent call the HOA and tell them to tell them to be real tough on them and to threaten them I want this crap straightened up. Seriously, I'm getting ready to put this house on the market and if this condo on the market, and if this unit doesn't sell or it sells for less because of smoking dogs,
I'd be pissed.
I'm coming after y'all for the difference in the lost value because you didn't manage the property like your job is. Jeez.
Why is that? These HOAs, man, they're
usually
the worst.
I hate them. They drive me nuts. I live in one. It drives me nuts. It's just God.
Have you ever been on the board of one?
No.
Can I tell you that one time?
You were.
I'm going to blame it on Sam. Sam was. We were, but it was really Sam.
Man.
He was trying to make a difference. And they did for a while.
Then he was like, I can't do this
anymore.
Yeah. No, it's just God. I'm the guy that ought to be on a piece of ground somewhere in the middle of nowhere, but I'd be living by myself because my wife isn't going to live there. So I'm stuck with these choices in my life.
It's the worst.
But, yeah. So I'm stuck worse than Riley is. I mean, it's, so, yeah.
Riley's in a pretty bad way.
Yeah, it's bad.
Gosh.
Yeah. Sell it, get you an apartment, then immediately start saving and get back in the real estate market as quickly as you possibly can, Riley. Let's not let this be a reason you don't own a piece of property 2 years from now.
So many people are struggling with that. His main thought, though, which is, I have such a low interest rate.
And I'm stuck.
And now I'm just, I have to
live here forever. A lot of people are waiting on rates to come down to move because of that.
I know.
And I got bad news for you. It's going to be a while, boys and girls. And while you're waiting, house prices are going to go up.
They are.
Yes, they are. We told you that this time last year, and what we predicted has exactly come true.
Yeah.
We told you in a real estate live stream that we did last year at this time that house prices were going to go up about 7% in the year 2023, and that's what they're trending right now.
I mean, I know people who are sitting on the money they could buy, but they're just like, it like grosses
you mean to
them
pay
out.
Cash?
No, like to have the right down payment, but the interest rates are just grossing them out. I'm like,
if you get a high interest rate, when the rates come down, just refinance.
Exactly.
Or better than that, pay the stupid thing off and get rid of the interest rate.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's a couple of ways around this. So, yeah, it's this trying to time this stuff, but it's a generation that's never seen high interest rates. And these are not high interest rates, by the way.
You need to talk about this more often, Dave.
1982, when I got out of college, they were 18%, 17% fixed rate. In 84, they were down to 14% fixed rate.
Now that's high.
And so that's back when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, you boomer. Yeah, I know how that works, right? But I also know what high is, because high is all relative. 6 is high if you've been used to 3.
That's right, it's relative.
There you go. This is The Ramsey Show. Thanks for joining us, America. Reminder, the Money and Marriage Getaway, October 19th and 21st, is just a few days away. You and your spouse will be equipped with tools to cast a vision for your family, set goals, create a life you both love. You will have the undistracted time to disconnect from everyday life and reconnect with your spouse. Interactive sessions and all kinds of sessions with Rachel Cruz, Dr. John Deloney on money, communication, boundaries, intimacy. Tickets are $7.99 for this multi-day event. It's here on the Ramsey campus. If you're out of debt, you got room in the budget, this is a must-do. The Money and Marriage Getaway, a very luxurious weekend here on the Ramsey campus for couples coming up October 19th through the 21st. Check it out, RamseySolutions.com/events to get your tickets now. On the debt-free stage in the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions here in the lobby, Joshua and Becca are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. Welcome. Where are you from?
We're from Indianapolis, Indiana.
All right. How much have you paid off? How much debt?
$50,000.
Woohoo!
$50K. And how long did this take?
7 months.
All right. Wow, Jack. And your range of income during that time?
$83,000.
Wow.
83. What do y'all do for a living?
I'm a personal fitness coach.
Mm-hmm.
And I work at a church, a local church.
Oh,
Amazing.
wonderful. What kind of debt was the $50K?
Student loans.
All right. Whose student loans? Yours or hers?
Mine.
Yours. All right. How long y'all been married?
A little over a year.
So we get married and then we pay off Joshua's student loans.
Yep.
First order of business.
Yep.
Tell me the story. What happened here?
Yeah, so I grew up and my dad was a big fan of yours, and so he put that in us since we were little growing up. And so when I met Joshua and he was like, I have student debt, I was like, oh no. And so,
if you weren't cute, that'd be a deal breaker.
Right, I know, but he is, so it worked. And so then we just like talked about it, and I actually like gave him your book, and he started reading it and applying it, and so I knew that he like had the ability, like he wanted to do this as well, and so then.
Well, he's a personal trainer, for God's sakes. Discipline is his middle name.
Right.
Yeah, and so then he got the app, the Every Dollar app, and started working that and making his own budget. And I remember he texted me one day, he was like, I made a budget. He's like, look at it. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Look at it. Yeah, so
You're a keeper.
I know. I was like, that's awesome. So we made the budget, and then decided when we got married that my father had like saved up money and had made us like a wedding fund. And so we were like, I don't really want a super big fancy wedding, and I'd rather like not have a lot of debt. So we got married in my parents' front yard, and it was beautiful and awesome. And then we took the remainder of it, and then my savings, and then he paid his savings, and we paid it off. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
Boom, just like that. I mean, you attacked it.
We did.
Yeah. Look at you.
That's a sacrifice when you know there's money that you can have this big wedding, a big party, and you say, no, this is more important. That's one day. This is the rest of our life.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
And I think too, just growing up, like being believers, and just like knowing that Christ sacrificed for us, of just that, like he paid our eternal debt. And so like at first I was like, I don't want to give him like my money, but then it's like, no, we're married, like we're one, and like this is what Christ has done for us. And so to be able to like combine that and like be truly one, and like to pay off that debt, and it was really, really cool. So
Joshua, she comes at you with all this stuff. Did you go like, whoa?
I mean, at first, it was a different approach. So, I mean, my parents did the financial piece growing up. I have a special needs brother, so, you know, the whole financial situation was a little bit different. So to go from that, you know, to this is a completely different side of it. You know, my parents did help us along the way. But, yeah, I was like, okay, I got to do something here. I got to step up. If I'm going to be a husband, I need to be a leader. And so I was like, I got to make change.
Look at that.
How old are you two?
I'm 27. She's 26.
Way to go. Way to go.
Amazing.
Well, you leaned in, knocked it out fast, and that's got to feel good. You got to feel strong.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Both of you. I mean, you did grown-up stuff here.
I know, right?
It was very, very difficult.
Wow,
I mean,
that's exciting.
Becca's not a princess. She's like a woman.
No, she's a woman, all right.
Thank you.
She had a full agenda and a full plan and made sure it got executed. That's what I'm talking about.
There's not. Yeah, that's good stuff. Well done, y'all. Very well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now that you've done it, you see the principles of the process. I mean, you teach principles when you're teaching as a trainer.
Right.
And, you know, we have principles that are guiding these baby steps, that are guiding this process. What did you all observe that you tell other people? Here's what you do if you're going to get out of debt. You got to do these 3 things or these 4 things. What was the thing you think of?
I think one of the big things, first off, is just communication, especially coming from 2 different financial backgrounds and what that looked like, and saying, okay, we're a couple now. God said we're one. So we got to figure out how we can do that to start off. So definitely starting off with communication, and then coming up with a plan, and then figuring out exactly what we need to do with that plan and what that step is going to take, and making sacrifices. So even though I was working as a personal trainer, still have been, you know, I worked at Chick-fil-A for a little bit to earn a little extra income on top of that in the evenings. And then before we got married, paying off even car loan debt and stuff like that too. And then going from there and like, okay, like if we're going to attack this, we're going to attack this and get it paid off, because most people my age, most friends are not in this position being in their 20s. So we wanted to glorify God along the way, but understand like we don't have to just be in debt, and that's not the right way to do things.
Not the plan.
You had to feel like when the student loans started back with payments the other day that you dodged a bullet.
Absolutely.
We did.
We were like watching it while we were paying it off, and like, okay, they pushed it back more. Okay, we got to go before they put interest. Like we got to keep paying it.
Right.
Yeah.
And like,
I think that was the one good thing about the COVID year.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, we're like, thank you for that.
Because I remember I submitted my first payment was $150.
Yeah.
And then by the time we got married, I was like, oh, we got huge payments here. And then about in April, we were like, oh, we're debt free. And it felt weird. But it was great. We were like, what the heck?
Yeah, just like that. Boom.
Yeah.
Wow. I love it. If you want something different, you have to do something different. And
Right.
you guys embrace that. It's different, right? To give back some of your marriage money. It's different for one spouse when they're, you know, engaged to say, you know what, when we get married, some of my savings is going to go to pay off this debt. Like that's all completely different from what culture might say.
Sure.
You know, to work a second job in the evenings, Chick-fil-A in the evenings. So you guys really did sacrifice to win. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well done.
Love it.
Yeah.
Proud
Thank
of
you.
you.
Thank you.
I'm betting both sets of parents were bragging on you the whole way, cheering you on.
Yep,
Oh, yeah.
They were
Oh,
awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Couple of financial peace babies, one more intense than the other, but there we go. I love it. Still very good. Good job, you guys. Very well done.
Thank you.
Your future, I mean, when you can take any problem and set it in front of you two, and you do exactly what you did here.
Yeah.
You analyze the problem and say, what must be true? What have we got to do to get this done? All right, lean in. Next thing, game on.
Yeah.
And you'll have these things pop up from time to time. Hopefully this one will never pop up again, but you'll have other things as you go through your life, and now you're equipped. So that's the gift. I mean, the getting out of debt is powerful, but the process that you use is even more powerful.
Yeah.
So working together, having a plan. Thank you to the Every Dollar app people. Well done. Well done. Good
Here's
stuff.
my budget. Look at it. I know. I love that.
That's great.
I sounded like that too.
I did it. Yeah.
That's the best text.
Very good. We've got the Live and Give box for you. That's the Baby Steps Millionaire book, which is your next step on the journey to be able to live and give like no one else. And then, of course, the Total Money Makeover, you can give that to someone else, get them started. Financial Peace University. If you hadn't gone through it, go through it together.
Sweet.
If you have, give it to somebody. And that's why we call it Live and Give. So enjoy. Well done, you guys.
Thank you.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
heroes.
Thank you.
You're heroes, man. That's powerful.
Thank you.
Joshua and Becca, Indianapolis, Indiana. $50,000 paid off in 7 months. Been married 12 months. Did it, making $83,000. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. We're debt free.
Yeah! That's how that's done. I love it. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Man, oh man. If everybody could get it that quick, Dave.
It'd be so much easier.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. That's but that's the good news about being second generation financial peace.
Mm-hmm.
Financial peace babies. It's even if you're a little off, you still can. Boom, you hit it.
Yeah.
You know if
in.
you hit it, it'll work.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, man, that's different. Hey, you're doing an Every Dollar webinar
That's
tomorrow,
right. 10:10.
Tuesday at 11:30.
That's right.
For those of you listening,
Totally free.
That is the 20th. No, it's not. It's the 10th. The 10th
10:10.
Tomorrow at 11:30 Central Time. We're going to be doing a few others. If you want to join the free Every Dollar webinar on how to do just what he did. I did a budget, so you'll be able to do it tomorrow, right?
That's right.
And everydollar.com/budgeting. Sign up with Jade for tomorrow, or Jade later, or Rachel Cruz or George Camel. We're doing them all through the fall here. You're going to want to sign up and be part of that just like he did. This is The Ramsey Show. Our scripture of the day, Romans 13:1. Let every person be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except from God, and those that exist have been instituted by God. Milton Friedman said, if you put the federal government in charge of the Sahara Desert, in 5 years there'd be a shortage of sand.
Oh, gosh. Sheesh.
Nobel Prize-winning economist, by the way. Oh, you got to love it. Jade Washaw, Ramsey Personality, is my co-host today. We are in the last day of Dr. John Deloney's Book Week launch. We launched it 1 week ago tomorrow. His new book is called Building a Non-Anxious Life, and it is the 6 daily habits that are needed to do that, to deal with anxiety, to prepare for when anxious things happen. Mm-hmm. Your glass is full, and you can deal with them. And this is a lot of neuroscience, a lot of nerd speak, all boiled down where normal people can read it like me. Mm-hmm. And Dr. John, this is his second book. His first was a #1 national bestseller. Own Your Past, Change Your Future. Building a Non-Anxious Life has already sold a bazillion copies in the pre-sale and in the first week. Thank you guys for the response to this. We'll know for sure where we land on the list in a day or two, but pretty much suspect it'll be #1. Based on our sales and normal book business stuff, but we'll see. We'll see. We've sold a bunch of them, and you guys we appreciate you. Thank you for picking it up. You're going to be glad you did. It's worth every penny. It's a great book. RamseySolutions.com. You can get it there. You can get it anywhere great books are sold, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, all of that. Building a Non-Anxious Life by Dr. John Deloney. Brittany's in Phoenix. Hi, Brittany. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Thank you so much, Dave.
Sure. What's up?
So my husband and I are wondering if we should sell our investment property to pay off of our debt, all of our debt.
Okay. Do you like the investment property?
We love it, but we have a kid on the way, and so things are changing for us, and our income is going to significantly drop.
You're going to stay home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your phone's breaking up like crazy. Having trouble. See if you can get somewhere where we can hear you. But anyway, so what do you make?
That we make about $125.
$125?
What do you make?
Yes, I make 75 of that.
Okay. What's the investment property worth?
$200,000, and we take home. We net $1,300 each month on it.
What do you owe on it? What do you owe on it?
It's free and clear. We don't owe anything.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
And what is your personal residence mortgage is how much?
$345 currently.
Okay. And you have $145,000 other than this?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Okay. You have $200 if you sell the rental. You owe $345. You said pay off your house. Yeah. Do you have other money saved?
No, we do not. We'd be paying off our some of our other consumer debt, student loans, and medical bills. That's $82,000. So we're hoping to pay that off, and then to be step.
Where did this rental property come from? How'd you end up with a paid for $200,000 house if you're this broke?
So we wrapped it into the financing of our home.
Oh.
So our primary residence is worth $500,000, and this investment property is worth $200,000. So we've got $300,000 mortgage and then $82,000 of other debt. And we're wanting to sell the investment to pay the debt, consumer student loans, and medical.
Yes, I would sell it.
Whew. Yeah.
Yeah, I would sell it. You pay off $82,000 in consumer debt. You got a baby on the way. You got a $345,000 mortgage. You're getting ready to be making $50,000 a year. I'm not sure how you're paying for a $345,000 mortgage. You may be selling your home too.
That's what I'm thinking.
I don't think you can service that debt on $50,000.
Unless I'm not sure about it, but unless they sold their existing house and moved into the rental and then had that one free and clear.
Might go that way. Yeah. Because I don't think you can. I mean, if you quit, you make 75 of the 125. He's got $50,000 income, paying a payment on.
Yeah, that's gonna.
Your payment's got to be $4,000 anyway. And yeah, you're not gonna make that. Your payment's gonna be as much as his income.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not gonna work, hon.
They got to get out of their existing home.
You can't keep the house.
Mm-hmm.
You can't afford it. So, yeah, we're selling the wrong house. You're moving into the paid-for rental.
The good news is
it's
paid for.
Or you're working.
Yeah.
You got to decide. But if you want to keep this house, the one you live in, you're working. And you sell the rental and pay off. If you're working, you sell the rental and pay off all the other debt, you can probably make it. It's tight then.
Yeah.
But you can't make it. You can't pay the payments on this. And you pay down a little bit on the 345 and redo the loan at a higher interest rate, you're not gonna net anything different. So there's nothing happening here, kid. I'm sorry. Yeah, that the house you bought you can't afford if you want to quit and stay home with a baby. And either one's an okay choice with me. Mm-hmm. Personally, I'd move into the rental and stay home because that's your heart's desire.
Exactly.
I'd rather stay home than to have the house, the big house, the house you can't afford. But you can't pay the payments on his income.
And if they are living in the $200,000 house paid for, their income's freed up. They can start stacking away money.
They're 100% debt free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's more freedom there. You get to stay home. You have no debt. That would be my solution.
And you start stacking cash, and then if you want to move up in house in a few years, you'll be able to do that with cash. But
that's right.
You cannot afford a payment on $345,000 making $50,000. I'm 100% sure of that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not any numbers you gave me here, unless there's a piece that Brittany didn't give me.
Yeah.
That changed that. If there's a $200,000 laying somewhere else, but I didn't hear that.
You did ask that because you said when she wanted to pay off the debt for their existing home, you said, you have
Where's the
another
other
145.
cash?
She said no. So there you have it.
No, we have another 82 in consumer was her answer.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
That's it. Jay's in Tampa. Hey, Jay, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hey, Dave and Jade, can you guys hear me okay?
We can.
Yes, better. Thank you. How can we help?
Thanks for taking my call. Okay, so I'm going to hit you with some numbers. The main question is, I want to know if we should use the check that we're expecting from the car insurance. I just got into a car accident a few days ago.
And did you total it?
Yes.
Did you owe money on it?
Free and damage. No, free and clear. We just paid it off.
Okay, wow. What's it worth?
It's worth between 9 and 11.
Buy another car with it.
Rather than,
yes,
because I was going to use it towards the IRS because they're bleeding down our throats right now.
That could be different.
Yeah,
Dave.
that does change.
Yeah.
What do you owe the KGB for?
Well, before my wife and I got married,
how much is the balance?
91, almost 9,200.
And you got another car?
9,200.
You got another car?
I have another car. We make 140 a year.
Yeah, pay it off. Pay it off and save 2 months and get you a different car.
Mm-hmm.
Pay off the IRS and then save like crazy. Get those people out of your life. Yeah, until you said that, you said that, I was real sure.
Yeah,
but like Jade said, that's a game changer.
Okay, I thought so. Let me squeeze in one more question. How do you? I know you normally say stop all 401k contributions.
I still do.
Baby step 2.
I still do.
What if you can use the 401k contributions to break even on your taxes?
No. You don't break even on your taxes. That's not how taxes work. You don't break even. Tax deductions, you save a quarter on the dollar. You don't break even. You put in $100, it saves you $25 on taxes. You're broke. You can't do that. You need to get the stinking IRS paid off, pile up some cash, get the emergency fund built, make sure you get you another car purchase, get all the debts cleared, then build your emergency fund. Well, you got 1 out of 2. Not bad. All right.
Not bad.
Jade, good show today. Good show. The team in the booth. Excellent calls coming in. That puts this hour of the Ramsey Show in the books. We'll be back with you before you know it. In the meantime, remember, there's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jade. If you love the show and want a deeper dive on your money journey, we have a weekly newsletter that gives you trending and helpful articles and tips on following the Ramsey way. Just go to RamseySolutions.com today to sign up for our newsletter. Again, that's RamseySolutions.com to sign up for our weekly newsletter.